Hey friends, it's Ashley and you're watching The Substance Project, where we work to bring you more than makeup tips and fashion tutorials every Wednesday. So today's video is a little bit unusual for me. It's going to be a book review, and it's a review of the book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. The author is Marie Kondo, and she also goes by KonMari. It's a #1 New York Times bestseller, and I'm just going to share a brief recap of why I liked it, the exact summary of things I learned, and a few insights that really resonated with me and made me think. So quick caveat before we get started, I do not read. Between working full-time and traveling for work and having a 1-year-old and trying to make the house that we've lived in for 2 years feel like our own, I just don't make time for it. So it's kind of unusual that I took on this book, but it was recommended by a lot of people and kind of kept showing up in a number of different places in my life, so I thought I should give it a read. Side note, during my first maternity leave, I thought I'm going to have so much time to read, and I love magazines. So I signed up through a flash sale with Zulily to buy a bunch of subscriptions for like $2.99 each. And of course I didn't have time to read them, and they literally sit in a pile, actually multiple piles throughout my house, unread stacks of glorious magazines that maybe one day I'll get to. So anyways, let's get going. Why I liked it. First, it was a quick read. So I read this entire book on a trip from Detroit to Dallas and back. I just read it while I was on the plane. It's probably a total of 2 hours of reading, super quick. Second, it's practical and it's straightforward. So there's no hippy-dippy psychology or emotional stuff. It's just very logical with some really interesting and thought-provoking suggestions about how our physical space impacts and relates to our mental space. Third, it's actionable. You will know exactly what you need to do when you're done reading this book. It's all about making the time to do it. And fourth, it's free. She's not selling anything. She actually suggests that most of the organizational tools and storage tools that you may have bought or that are on the market actually just distract from the real business of getting rid of the things we don't need and finding a space for the things that we do need. Okay, so quick recap of my 3 learnings from the book. The first is that most people have too much stuff. She talks about the #1 reason that people don't succeed in leading a consistently tidy, clean, organized existence is that they just are ignorant to the amount of stuff that they've accumulated. This is absolutely true for me when I think about the number of t-shirts or blouses or skirts or work pants that I have. Think about the same items that you might have dispersed throughout multiple dressers, drawers, rooms, closets, basement, attic, etc. The #2 recommendation is to only keep things that actually bring you joy. Now, this seems a little hokey, but I think it really makes sense. And I can relate to this. There are a few things in my closet that I really love wearing, and there are a lot of other things that I keep in there every single day, but I rarely wear because they just don't feel as good. They don't fit as well. They don't bring that confidence and that joy. So why keep those things if you don't enjoy them? Okay, I think the same can even be said for something as simple as a pen. I have so many pens piled up through the house, but yet when it comes to sitting down and writing a note, writing a thank you note, there are only a few that I reach for and that I want to use regularly. The third learning was to discard and then get to the tidying. So if there's one magic secret in the book, I would say it's to face all of your things at once, to discard and then tidy. It sounds simple, and it sounds like something you might have done, but I think that she has some really specific and unique recommendations about how to do this in a way that is different from ways you've maybe tackled it in the past. She suggests tidying by category, so literally choosing something like socks, and making sure that you bring every last sock in the house to one location and lay it all out on the floor so you can face the amount of socks that you actually own, and then get to discarding the ones that you really don't need. Take this strategy category by category and you'll make some progress. Last section is just key insights that really resonated with me and left me thinking. I think as somebody who's moving at 100 miles an hour, I always feel like my brain is not keeping pace with my plans or my intentions of what I want to get done throughout the day. A few points really resonated with me. So first, when your room is clean and uncluttered, you have no choice but to examine your inner state. I thought that was really interesting. If there aren't things around that I need to organize or clean up or do, that leaves a moment of rest to just relax and reflect. 2, assessing how you feel about your things is actually assessing what matters to you. Do I want to keep this? Why? What does it mean to me? What does it contribute to my life? Why do I want this in my house every day? Do I want to spend my precious time, effort, money, etc. on this item in the future? The third insight is when we practice these strategies regularly of analyzing, discarding, our awareness of what we like and what we don't like actually increases. And that makes daily life more exciting, more enjoyable, more purposeful, right? More in line with what your true likes and passions are. Finally, if you're like me and you're not sure which direction you want to take your life, 2 more insights that hit home with me. The best way to find out what we really need is to get rid of what we don't. And the question of what you want to own is actually a question of how you want to live your life. Hope this was a good summary of a popular book. You may have seen it on the Today Show or on the New York Times list, or maybe just heard a friend talking about it. Now you know what it's about. I really recommend going out and picking up a copy. Looks like it's $16.99 in the US. Definitely worth it. Hope this review was useful for you. If you like what you saw, please give us a thumbs up. Think about subscribing below. We post new videos every Wednesday, and we would love it if you would become a subscriber. And maybe even think about sending this video to a friend, your mom, your sister, whoever you think might like it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great week and come back soon. Bye.